Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. The sun is shining. The coffee is brewing. You pick up your phone to check your notifications. You open your banking app, just out of habit, and you freeze. The balance doesn't say $500. It doesn't say $5,000. It says $1 million. Maybe it's an inheritance from a distant relative you barely knew. Maybe your small business finally had that massive exit. Or maybe, against all odds, you're holding the winning lottery ticket. In that split second, your life has changed. You feel invincible. You feel free. You feel like all your problems just evaporated into thin air. But here's the cold, hard reality nobody talks about in the movies. That feeling of invincibility is a lie. Because money doesn't change behavior. It exposes it. If your habits were chaotic before, more money just accelerates the chaos. Wealth amplifies discipline or dysfunction. It doesn't create wisdom. It reveals what was already there. Nearly 70% of people who receive a sudden financial windfall, a lottery win, inheritance, or settlement, lose it all within a few years. Think about that. 7 out of 10 people end up right back where they started. Or worse. Why does this happen? Not because they're stupid. Not because they're unlucky. It's because they received money without receiving a system. They got the fuel, but never built the engine. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a guru. I'm a strategist. And on this channel, we treat wealth building like a business, not a game of chance. Today, I'm simulating a real-time $1 million windfall, and I'm walking you through the exact step-by-step sudden wealth protocol I would execute in the first 24 hours. This is the CEO system, the system designed to make sure I never become one of those statistics. If I found out I had $1 million, my first move would be completely counterintuitive. Most people want to scream it from the rooftops, call their mom, text their best friend, post a screenshot on social media. My first move is absolute silence. This is what I call the code silence protocol. Wealth attracts attention, and sudden wealth attracts the wrong kind. The moment people know you have liquidity, you become a target. Long-lost cousins suddenly have emergencies. Friends suddenly have guaranteed business ideas. Scammers smell blood in the water. If I win today, I'm telling no one. Not friends, not extended family, definitely not social media. Once that information escapes, you can't put it back in the bottle. And the pressure to give, lend, and spend becomes suffocating before the money even hits your account. But silence isn't just about staying quiet. It's about securing your digital perimeter. Before I invest a single dollar, I make sure no one can steal it. In the first hour, I log into every financial account and email account I own. I enable strict two-factor authentication, not SMS, which can be hijacked, but an authenticator app. I change every password to a unique 20-character string. Sounds paranoid? In the world of high-net-worth individuals, paranoia is just another word for security. You lock the doors before you bring the gold inside. Once the perimeter is secure, most people think, okay, time to hire a lawyer. But that's thinking too small. You are no longer an individual. You are now a corporation. You are the CEO of 𝐵 Inc. And a CEO does not make decisions alone. A CEO has a board of directors. In Phase 2, I assemble 3 professionals, not friends, not people who know money, fiduciaries. First, a CPA, not a basic tax preparer, a strategist who understands high net worth tax planning and knows how to protect money legally. Second, an estate attorney. This is non-negotiable. They build trusts, shelters, and asset protection structures. If the windfall is public, they claim it on behalf of a trust. When state law allows, their job is to build your fortress. Third, a fee-only fiduciary financial advisor. Fee-only means they don't earn commissions. For selling you garbage, they work for you, legally. I'm not asking them, what should I do? I'm telling them, here is my goal, build the structure to get me there. That's the difference between a consumer and a CEO. Now we move to Phase 3. And this is where most people destroy their wealth. Speed. The adrenaline hits. the dopamine spikes. People buy the dream house, the luxury card, the boat in week 1. They take on long-term liabilities based on short-term emotion. My strategy is the opposite. I call it the parking lot. I take the entire $1 million and park it in short-term treasury bills or a high-yield savings account for 6 full months. Why 6 months? Because I need an emotional cooling period. I need the shock to wear off. I need to normalize what it feels like to see 7 figures in an account. That money isn't idle. At 5% interest, $1 million earns about $4,000 a month without taking risk. But the rule is strict. No touching the principal for 6 months. If you can't wait 6 months, you aren't ready to manage money for life. That pause is the firewall between being rich for a year and being wealthy for a generation. After 6 months, the emotion fades. The system is built. Now we execute. This is the Money Opulence operating system, and it runs on one rule, the 40-30-20-10 split. Here's exactly how I deploy $1 million. 40%, $400,000, goes into the Freedom Engine. Income-producing assets, broad market index funds, possibly one cash-flowing property. At a modest 7% return, that capital grows by nearly $30,000 a year and compounds forward. Next, 30%, $300,000, is reserved for taxes. Uncle Sam always eats first. Ignore this and April will punish you. Then 20%, $200,000, goes toward debt elimination and lifestyle stabilization. Kill high-interest debt. Lower monthly obligations. Increase peace. Finally, 10%, $100,000 is the fun fund. This is intentional. If you suppress spending completely, you'll eventually snap. Spend this guilt-free. And when it's gone, it's gone. This system balances enjoyment today with security tomorrow. But there's one final trap. The asset trap. People think, I have $1 million. I can afford $1 million house. No, you can't. Every purchase goes through my lifestyle engineering filter. True cost of ownership. Taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs. Here's the rule. The asset must pay for the liability. If I want a car that costs $1,000 a month, I don't pay for it from savings. I wait until my investments generate $1,000 a month. The wealthy spend the fruit, not the tree. So there you have it. The money is secured. The team is assembled. The system is executed. But remember this, you don't need a lottery win to apply this framework. You can use it on your next paycheck, now that you know how sudden wealth really works and how easily it disappears. You're going to need to know the hidden habits draining your money long before a windfall ever arrives. If you don't know this, you'll keep losing thousands every year without realizing it. The secret is in my next video, the 9 money leaks silently destroying your wealth, and the simple fixes that plug every one of them. You don't want to miss it. See you in the next video.